everybody, it's Cooper here, and welcome to a pickup video. Now, I know that in a lot of my recent pickup videos, I haven't been showing too much retro stuff, and that's just because I haven't been finding that much, and I also haven't been buying too much off of eBay. But in this video, it's mostly retro stuff, which is good, you know, for a change. So, first up, I think I said first up, but first up is something that I got from the GameStop dumpster. It's nothing special, it's just a lenticular GameStop gift card. I have a few of these that I got a long time ago, and I just keep them like in this little box in the laundry room, but just grabbed that to add it to the collection. And then next up, I have a Nintendo DS lanyard, which my friend Tim gave me. Very cool. And then I got a few memory cards here from pawn shops, random Craigslist deals, stuff like that. First up is a 251 block GameCube memory card. And then I got 4 PS2 memory cards. Then next up, these are from GameStop, and these are 2 like promotional display cubes. The first one here is for the 2DS, kind of comic book style. Pretty cool, free. And the other one is to advertise Wii Sports Club for the Wii U. Once again, free, pretty cool. I see this kind of stuff in GameStop all the time, and I just ask every time I go in. And if you go to enough GameStops, eventually you're gonna get some stuff. Both of these came from different GameStops that I normally don't visit that often, so that was cool to get those. And then I have some pickups from Target. Now, Nintendo just released a new line of figures and plushes, so I picked up a bunch of these. And these are not complete sets. They didn't have every single one, so I'm gonna be checking back and hopefully getting those soon. But these are the 3-inch figures. First up, I got Diddy Kong. And these all say World of Nintendo on them, which is kind of cool. But Diddy Kong, Donkey Kong, Ice Luigi, so he's got the blue cap, and then Waluigi. And from this set, I'm still missing Wario and Fire or White Cap Mario. They had Wario, but the packaging was really messed up on it, and they didn't have any of the Mario ones, so I couldn't get those. And then they had some 4-inch figures, so I got Yoshi, Mario, and the coolest one, Link. And they don't really do too much like with Link as far as the North American figures go, so it's cool to finally see one. And I'm still missing Donkey Kong and Bowser and Wario, I guess, from the set. And they didn't have any of those at my local Target, so I'm gonna have to keep checking back to get those. But the Bowser one looks huge, so I'd love to get that, but very cool. And then, like I said, they had some plushes as well. And I'm not trying to get a complete set of the plushes. I think the ones that I have here are the only ones I'm gonna pick up. But I got Link from Wind Waker. Very cool. Toon Link, I guess you call him. Very cool. And then these ones are really cool because, as far as I know, they have never released a figure or a plush for this game in North America. I know they have some in Japan, and there are some like unofficial ones on eBay, but it's cool to finally see these like at a Target. And these are 2 Pikmin plushes. And if they have more, I'm definitely gonna get these, but these are the only ones I saw there. They have a red one with a leaf and a yellow one with a flower. Now, I'm assuming that they would have a 3rd one with like a bulb. But like I said, these are the only 2 that they had there. So I'm not sure if they're gonna have another one. I'm definitely gonna be checking back though. Alright, next up, onto some retro stuff. First up, from a local game store called Cybertron, they had a complete copy of a Nintendo 64 game that I just needed the manual from, and it actually comes with a registration card on a poster as well. So it was pretty cheap, so I just bought the complete in-box game. I took all the papers out of it, and I'm selling the cartridge in the box for the same price I paid, but I'm selling it on eBay, so I'll end up paying like a couple bucks for the manuals and stuff. But that is NFL Quarterback Club 2000. So, manuals, registration card, poster, and precautions manual here. It was $5, and I'm trying to sell it on eBay for $5, so after shipping, you know, it'll be like I'm paying $2 or $3 for these, which is, you know, about what they're worth, but still pretty cool to find them. And then from a pawn shop, I picked up a complete copy of Madden 64, and I already had the game and everything, but this is the one I picked up from the pawn shop, and this is in like great condition. The box is not beat up at all. The manual was in great shape, and the cartridge was in great shape. And my copy, the box was a bit crushed, the manual was a bit worn, and the label on the game was a bit worn, so this was a complete upgrade from my old copy. And this was $2, so that was pretty cool. Next up are 3DS and DS games, and all of these but two are coming from... Actually, okay, that doesn't make sense. They're coming from one Craigslist deal, pawn shops, GameStop, and eBay. So I bought a bundle of games, of DS games, from someone on Craigslist, and they were mostly just cartridge-only things to sell, but there were a couple complete games in there I didn't have, and they're really nothing special, but style-savvy trendsetters and Nintendogs and cats. Like I said, nothing spectacular, but I didn't have them, and they were essentially free. And then this one is Harvest Moon 3D, The Tale of Two Towns. This was marked at 15. I don't know if you guys can see. It's kind of on the side there, but it was marked at 15 in a pawn shop, and I got it for like 10. And then this one, I believe, was also from that Craigslist deal. That is Animal Crossing New Leaf. And then this one here, I got from GameStop, and I bought this off of the website, and for some reason, they're selling it brand new for $10, and pre-owned, it's still $34.99. So, not sure why it's so cheap, but I picked up a sealed copy of Paper Mario Sticker Star for $10 from GameStop. Check out the website. I don't know, the sale or whatever it is might be over by the time this video is up, because I am backlogged on getting my videos up, but $10 for that was a really good price. And then, this is the only DS game I have to show. This one comes off eBay, and I wasn't looking to buy this game, but I was looking it up to see what it was worth, and the cheapest copy that I saw was a factory sealed copy, and it's a first-party Nintendo title, so I figured why not pick it up. And for like $6.50, I think, with free shipping, I got a sealed copy of WarioWare Do-It-Yourself. So, pretty cool. And it's really heavy. There must be like a really thick manual or something like that, but very cool to get that, you know, sealed for under like $7. I thought that was a great deal. Next up, I did a couple Craigslist deals with this couple who lives like a couple towns south from where I live, and they were selling off their collections that they had combined together, and it was all stuff that they had when they were growing up, and they never threw away the boxes or anything, so I was able to get like a complete in box N64 and, you know, some other stuff that were doubles, but there was a lot of stuff here that I got for myself to keep, which is awesome. And a lot of the boxed items were Game Boy games. So there's a couple here that I wanted to show first that they were condition upgrades from my personal copies, and that is Dragon Ball Z Legacy of Goku. My box was a little beat up, this one's pretty good. And then Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. My box was crushed on both sides. This one is in great condition. Same with this one, Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons. I got the box that I had not too long ago. You guys probably saw it in a recent pickup video, but it was pushed in a little bit on the front. It wasn't bad, but this one was in better condition, so it was cool to upgrade that. And there were also like extra little inserts that I didn't have in some of my games, which I'm not gonna show all those, but like there were like a poster or like a little Nintendo Power ad in lots of games that mine were missing that I was able to transfer those over. Before I get to the rest of the stuff from those Craigslist deals, because there's a lot of Game Boy boxes to show, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the Wii games and the PS2 games, because there's only a few here. So for the Wii, I picked up DJ Hero 2 from GameStop for $3.60. I picked this up because I just recently got the controller in the box, but there was no game, so I just got that to complete it. And I noticed that there's two different versions. There's this one here, where it's really shiny. Also on the side, it's really shiny. There's another version where it's just flat, and if you guys know, I'm assuming one of them is the pack-in, one of them's not. If you guys know anything about that, please comment below and let me know. Let me know if I need to pick up the other one for like a variant or whatever, or tell me which one's supposed to go in the box. Next up is Hasbro Family Game Night. I just got this today from a pawn shop for $1. It's only like an $8 game, but it's a game I didn't have, and for $1, you know, can't really pass that up. Next up, also from a pawn shop, I believe, I got New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and this is in the small cardboard case, which I needed to go in a Wii box that I have that's supposed to come with this, but I didn't have the game to put in it, so I got that to keep. And then from a Goodwill, I picked up a factory sealed copy of Battle for the Pacific, which is a History Channel game, and it's still sealed, and it was, if you can see, $1.99. So not a bad price, you know, for a sealed game. It's nothing special, but still pretty cool. And then I have a couple PS2 games here. This first one I got from a pawn shop the other day for $1, and that is Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. And I already had this game, and I was going through and comparing the new games to the ones in my collection to see which ones are better, because I always keep the better condition ones. And this is actually a different cover than the other one I have. So, and they're both North American copies. So I don't know like what the deal is, but it's a variant of some sort, so I'm keeping that one. And the other game is the only PS2 game that I got in the bundle with all the Game Boy stuff from that couple over Craigslist, and this is a factory sealed copy of Resident Evil Code Veronica X for the PS2, which is pretty cool. I have at least one other sealed Resident Evil game for the PS2, so it's cool to get that one. Now, there were a couple other condition upgrades that I was able to make from that Craigslist bundle, and these ones were not games, but they're Nintendo 64, so I thought it would be cool to show these. First up, this one actually comes from the pawn shop where I got Madden 64, and for $5 I got a complete in-box memory card for the N64. Normally I would sell this because I already have one, and I have another one sealed, but I keep all the memory cards anyway, so I thought, why not just keep all the boxed memory cards? It doesn't make sense to really get rid of it if I'm keeping the loose ones, so add that to the collection. And then the two condition upgrades that I was able to make from the Craigslist deal is a Rumble Pack for the N64. My box was in pretty good shape, but this one is like near mint, and mine didn't have the cardboard insert, and this one does, so cool to complete that. And then the other one, which I'm very happy to get because it's a controller box, and the one that I had was one of the first ones that I picked up for my collection ever, and I always wanted to upgrade it because it was a little beat up. So I ended up getting the box for the red N64 controller, and my original box had 2 creases going across the whole front. I'm not even sure how that was possible, but this one is in pretty good condition, so very happy to finally upgrade that box. Now, there are a couple system boxes here that were upgrades for my personal ones as well, which I'm going to show, and then I'll end with all of the Game Boy boxes because those are like new additions. These are just upgrades. So first up, I upgraded the box for my Glacier Game Boy Advance. My box was kind of beat up, and this one is in great condition. Had the baggie for the system and everything. Very cool. Next up, the box, my original box for this was like 99% as good as this one. There was just a little speck on the old box, so this one's not too much of an upgrade, but that's the box for the Kiwi Game Boy Color. And like I said, my box was in great condition too. This one just, like the other one, had like a sticker on it or something that someone tried to take off, and there was a tiny little tear right there on the front. So this one's slightly better, so I'm keeping that one. And then the last one is a box for a green Game Boy Pocket. Now, all of my Game Boy Pockets have this kind of sticker seal on them, but my green one had a different one. It had like a white sticker, and it was a little beat up, and this one of course is in better condition, so I'm keeping that one. Now, onto the Game Boy boxes here, which are like the last piece of the video here, but there's some very cool stuff in here, and these all came from that Craigslist deal, and I don't have the cartridges yet for any of these, but hopefully, I'll be able to get them, I will be able to get them at some point, but hopefully sooner than later. So I'm going to try and save the best for last here. So these are for Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance. So first up, And these are like boxes and manuals. Some of them don't have the manuals, but most of them do, but no cartridges. So, Kim Possible 2, Draken's Demise, The Mummy Returns for the Game Boy Color, and these are all in pretty good shape. The Hobbit for the Game Boy Advance, and Prince of Persia, Sands of Time. Rocky Mountain Trophy Hunter for the Game Boy Color. Lord of the Rings Return of the King for the Game Boy Advance. Dragon Ball Z, The Legacy of Goku 2. Yu-Gi-Oh! Worldwide Edition, Stairway to the Destined Duel. This one's supposed to come with like some Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, but they're not in there, unfortunately. I'm assuming that when he was growing up, he used the cards to play with. Star Wars Episode 1, Obi-Wan's Adventures for the Game Boy Color. And also Star Wars for the original Game Boy. Mickey's Dangerous Chase for the original Game Boy. Heroes of Might and Magic for the Game Boy Color. Disney's Aladdin for the original Game Boy. Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins for the Game Boy. And there's 4 more here. Boktai 2, Solar Boy Django. Very glad to get that one. And these last 3 are very cool. First one is Metroid Fusion. Very glad to get that one. I haven't run across any of the Metroid Game Boy Advance games in a while, but they're not that hard to find. They're just hard to find with the box, so you know, there's a little bit of damage on the bottom, but now that I've got the box and the manual, it should be pretty simple to track down a cartridge. Same with Metroid Zero Mission. Very glad to get that one. And the last one, which is very cool, and before I show this one, I just want to mention there were a couple others in here that I already had, like there was a lot of the Pokemon games, and like Zelda, Minish Cap, and stuff like that, but those were doubles, so I'm not bothering to show those. But this last one is very cool. I've only had the cartridge a couple times, so next time I find it, you know, hopefully in like a Craigslist deal or whatever, I'll be able to complete this game, and that is Fire Emblem: The Sacred Stones for the Game Boy Advance. Very, very happy to get this one. Can't wait to find the cartridge and add that to my collection. Very cool game. So that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to hit the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. Let me know, what you guys have been picking up. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.